I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 13 when I was in school. So I was like most of the people have their stories of type 1 diagnosis. I think mine was almost similar, which came out of the blue. And I feel grateful I was born in a family of doctors that they could really pick up my symptoms. My symptoms were there for a very long time, and often were complicated just because everybody thought I'm making excuses to go to school, and it was kind of mixed up as a young anemic female, always fatigued. But then my father randomly checked my blood sugars, and the meter read multiple times as high. And that's when it went along a series of lab tests, and then I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic with an HbA1c 16.4. Thinking about how I felt during that time, I was confused, shocked, and I think my family was much more petrified than what I was with the diagnosis, and that I have to be insulin dependent for life. I think it was that time that it took me a few years and and a lot of courage to finally make peace with my diagnosis. So I feel there have been a lot of barriers which make the diabetes diagnosis and its treatment much more complex. Now, there are barriers at each level, at the level of the patient, at the level of the healthcare providers, and also at the level of the health system. Now, access and affordability has been one of the biggest challenges which each country has been facing. And we are approaching the centennial year of insulin discovery, but still most people cannot afford insulin and the diabetes technology. At the level of healthcare professionals, we have often encountered that patients have like a lot of misconceptions about diabetes, and they're not motivated. So there's a huge misinformation that runs around diagnosis. Even if we cover up the access to diabetes care, access does not guarantee compliance. So there are huge barriers at that level. But at the level of health systems, the health systems are overburdened, and now with COVID pandemic, I think we have seen that the health systems really need to be strengthened, and the health workforce really needs to strengthen up and build back better. The important thing which I really want to bring through my discussion today are two important barriers. One is the stigma, which revolves around the disease, where people really type you with the type of diabetes. Sometimes with type 2 diabetes, people often blame them and discriminate them for causing the disease to them, to themselves. And with type 1 diabetes, people resort to a lot of challenges because they're insulin dependent and they fear injecting in public. There are issues on mental health aspects. So there are a lot of barriers at the level of a patient. Now, diabetes, stigma, and the misconceptions are often two sides of the same coin, which really make the diabetes treatment much more complex. COVID-19 has affected all of us and every sector of the society and every country. I think as we build back better, and all the countries are kind of strengthening the health system to build back better, it is also important that we address the challenges which are faced by people who are living with chronic diseases like diabetes. One message I really want to give to the community with this talk is that there's a huge amount of misinformation that is spreading across through WhatsApp groups, through social media, and people are losing trust in their healthcare professionals. At the level of the people living with diabetes or people living with any chronic conditions, it's important to trust your doctors and trust the reliable sources of information rather than just believing in everything. So there is an imperative need to kind of bring about reliable information if we need to like really build back better and make a more inclusive, just society, or in improving the level of care at all levels.